This is the story of how we built one of the most innovative language learning platforms, Nona, with the help of friends from the University of South Carolina and Istanbul Technical University. My life has always been about language, not just learning them, German, French, English, but understanding how we connect through them. I built a career as a lecturer, from universities in Turkey to classrooms in Estonia, Finland, and Sweden. I saw firsthand how culture shaped learning. But in 2017, my classroom expanded to the internet, and I saw something that made me cringe. YouTube was filled with so-called teachers giving false advice. My students were asking me, does Duolingo work? What about Cambly? Open English? The more I looked, the more I saw the damage. The negative effects were real. It led to one single question that wouldn't leave me alone. So what's the solution then? With a push from my brother and wife, I realized I couldn't just critique. I had to build it. I had been through startup training before, with programs like EIT Jumpstarter. We used the business model canvas, and it was great, but it wasn't enough to shape the complex ecosystem I had in my mind. I needed a different map. That's when I discovered the double diamond. It forces you to truly understand the problem before you ever think about a solution. It was the perfect framework to build something meaningful. The problem wasn't hard to find. The comments online were awful. I saw students frustrated with platforms promoting non-teachers as experts.
I can't cancel my Cambly subscription. Make sure to read their refund policy before signing up.
I saw others being quoted widely, different prices for the same course.
My friend is paying half of what I pay for Open English. Same exact course.
I saw apps that rewarded translation, the very thing that creates a barrier to fluency.
Duolingo keeps asking me to translate some really strange sentences.
And then there was AI. Every app was using it as an error correction bot.
Do you mean I am 22?
A cold red pen that killed the one thing a language learner needs the most: courage. The design challenge became crystal clear. Education had to be cleaned. Clean from false discounts, clean from unqualified influencers, and clean from AI that judges instead of supports. It needed to be organic, human, and available for all. The biggest no-no in teaching is to ask for something you haven't taught. Yet platforms were throwing students into conversations, asking them to cook without a recipe or ingredients. It was practice without training that had to stop. Therefore, I land on the following as the challenge I want to address. How can I build the best language learning platform that serves to the students, teachers, and speakers, plus AI? So in January 2024, I started designing. I connected with Courtney, an old roommate whose dissertation was on the very bias I was fighting, native speakerism. We started building a blog and a newsletter around the topic, called Non-Native, to focus on the inequality. But then, a roadblock. The US State Department sent her to Kazakhstan for a year. She told me she couldn't continue with the blog any longer. I was stuck, so I sent a simple text to an ex-student, Mehmet, a brilliant AI engineer. I need a CTO. Mehmet believed AI could be the ultimate teacher. I believed the opposite. I asked him, if you were in Italy, do you take nutrient pill for the dinner? Or do you sit and enjoy a meal with family? Language is culture. It's connection. AI can't be the teacher, but it can be the best tool ever to support the process he was in. We had our system. Qualified teachers train students in groups. Students practice one-on-one with speakers. and AI provides feedback to everyone. But we had a huge problem. How do we train our AI to be a helpful coach, not a cold critic, for teachers, for speakers, and for students? Then something miraculous happened. My wife's old roommate and my university colleague Chanel was visiting for the weekend. She's a lecturer at Istanbul Technical University. I explained the vision, the problem. Since she works there full-time, she joined us as an external advisor, keeping an expert eye on us and guiding our academic foundation. With Chanel on board, I texted Courtney again. She was back in. The team was complete. Design, AI, and academics. We were back on track. We had the team, we had the system, but our baby needed a name and a voice. My mind kept coming back to one name, non-native. But my brother pointed out a huge risk. Do you name your startup with a negative word? He was right. It was also long and already used elsewhere, so I took the first syllables. Nan, na, Nona. It was short, easy to say. It means grandmother in some languages. It's the number 9 in Latin. It was a perfect fit. Nona had to make a promise to students, to teachers, and to speakers who wanted to be a cultural ambassadors, not pretend teachers. We built it on 2 terms: clean education and organic learning. No more 60% of gimmicks. No more unqualified influencers. A school should be a clean place. So how do you share this? I didn't want ads, I wanted connection. I made a list of over 130 friends and colleagues I've met over the years in 34 countries and sent them personal videos asking them to join our mission. And the response was immediate. Super close friends like Angie and Tuba were among the first to say yes, ready to help us teach English and Turkish. Then another twist. We were accepted into İTÜ Çekirdek, a prestigious university acceleration program. It meant giving up a small percentage of our company, but the opportunity to be on the Big Bang Startup Challenge stage. To tell our story to investors in Istanbul, we had to say yes. And so, after all the setbacks, the debates, the miraculous moments, we are here, officially a company, ready to help. This is Nona. An all-in-one platform that brings language learners, qualified international teachers, speakers, and our helpful AI all together. It's a place where you can get the recipe before you cook, where you get the real training, real practice, and real support every step of the way. We are publicly accepting students, teachers, and speakers now. If I could go back and give my younger self an advice, I would just tell him, don't worry about anything. Our journey is just the beginning. Our hope is to keep investing not just in artificial intelligence, but in human intelligence, human connection, and human courage. We are not just shaping an app, we are shaping the future of language learning.